Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, to the world of Wayne. We have now got part 40 of Hachette Part Works Build the Terminator. Okay, in this issue, I mean, I've already got a smile because I looked through it. You remember how happy I was in the last issue when we actually pieced together the arm? So we had this whole arm section here. Obviously, we didn't have the left arm. Well, in this issue, we're doing everything. Everything we built so far is going to be going together. And to that end, let's just show you. I've got everything laid out here. Look, I've got the head. I've got everything. Everything we need is laid out here of what we've already built. So we've got some little items here. I've already put them to one side and I'll explain them when we go through. There is two different kinds of screws and we've got some nuts in there as well. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be continuing on this thoracic cage area here. These bits here. We're going to need a couple of bits that we saved from the last issue, which were these two. There's two of these. Sort of like, I don't know, poles that are going to be going in. Find out when they go in a minute. And then we're going to need the head section, and we're basically going to be attaching the thoracic cage to this shoulder joint section here, putting the head section on, and then closing it or sandwiching it all in with the top of the thoracic cage. So at the end, look at that. It's going to look just like that. That is pretty amazing. In the next issue, we're going to start to assemble the vertebrates. So we're going to be going on the spine. A bit worrying looking at that picture, actually. Let me just show you again, because I can see there being a lot of these. So there may be a lot of the same issue, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, let's get cracking on this issue, because I just can't wait. Okay, the first thing we need are these two struts, which come in this issue. One end is round and the other end has got sort of like a flat side on it. That's going to mirror the flat sides that we've got in these points here and here. So all you need to do, just put these in the correct way round. They're going to be going in like that. And the other one, oh, let's get it right, in like that. Now these are going to be held in with 2 times 3mm screws. The 3mm screws of these are the ones that really do look bigger than the other ones. So you can't confuse the screws with this one. We're going to screw it from the other side. So I'll hold it in. We'll screw it from this side here. All the way down to keep that held into place. That's the first one in. And we do the second one. Now you are going to need a long nose screwdriver for this, because it does go quite deep into that bezel there. All the way actually. And that's the second one in, just like that. So there we go. That looks just like that. Okay, the next section we need to do is we need to take this section here with this end, and that's going to be fitting over the section we've just been working on, just over those 2 lugs there. It's going to be sitting in. Now, this is going to be attached with nuts and screws. So, the screws are the 2mm ones, and these are a lot thinner than the ones we just put in. I'm just loading my screwdriver up just to show you what that looks like there. There we go. It wants you to put all the nuts in first. But if you do that, they're all going to fall out. So I'm putting one in at a time. I'm going to put one nut in just that side. Like that. Hold it in place. Hey. And then we'll put one in at a time. Why do they want you to put 4 in and then put it in? I don't know. But there we go. That's one in. And we just repeat that another 3 times for the other 3 screw holes that we've just got there. That's the third one. One more. Now they do give you 1 spare of everything on this build, so you shouldn't have a problem of running out. And here's the last one. Can you see what I do there? Is actually I just hold the nut in with my finger underneath and then screw it in. But there we go. That is that section at the bottom there, complete, looking like that from that side. Now we need to put the parts in that we had from the last issue, looking just like this. It doesn't matter what way round they go, because they're exactly the same either way. So I'm just going to drop these into these 2 holes at the top there. Bomp, bomp. Now these are going to be held in place when we attach the cage on top of that, but we haven't got to do that yet. So I'm just going to leave that lined up, ready for the next part. The next part is to put one of these black plastic sort of, it's like it works a bit like a cushion, like a washer. So when the head goes into here, it's going to stop it just flopping around. But I'm going to push one in that way, just like that. The other one will eventually go onto this side, but we don't have to do that yet. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to put the arm sections that we used, we built all throughout it. And that's going to be going, let's just show you the top of this here. This section here, with the hole in it, is going to be going over to this central pivot here. Now, if you haven't seen my last issue, I put this piece in the wrong way round. So I have fixed it now, as you can see. But that should be this way round with this like round detail here to the top. So that's just going to fit in just like that. Now I've zoomed right back from my camera because the next thing we need is these sections here. Again, these are exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which way we put them, but they're going to be going in, one in this side, one in this side, just like that. And then the last thing we need to connect is the head, looking just like that. So I'm going to put the head, on top here, putting it in that section we just put there. And then we need to piece all this together with the other cage, looking just like this. But we need to put that other plastic piece in here, like that, which is going to keep the head nice and sturdy. And then we're going to put all of this together like this, and this is where it's all coming good now. So I'm pushing the head pipe in first, lifting the head up so I can get that all the way in. Take some pushing. There we go. And we are pretty much making sure the tabs are in here, ready to screw all of this together. So the section I've just put on here is going to be attached with 3 screws into here, here and here. And these are going to be the 3 mil screws, the big ones. And I think the first one I'm going to put in is the one just right at the centre there to keep everything in place. So I've turned it on its side, just you probably see this better. And then we're just going to screw this centrepiece in like this. And that now, just that one screw there, I'm making sure this is really tight. It's holding all of that section there and the head section there. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff, huh? Put the next one in, which is down the bottom here, making sure everything's lined up. Which, by the look of it, it isn't. So just going to have a walk around, make sure that I've got this into the slot that it needs to be in. That's pushed this section here down. And then the last one is just this section here. Okay, once these 3 screws are in, the last thing we need to do is we've got 2 screws to put in here, and these are just the 2 mil screws, not the thick ones, the 3 mil screws, just into these holes. One here, nice and tight, there we go, and one just the other side here. And then that will keep that thoracic cage area pretty tight. As a matter of fact, it's never moving. So and that's the last one in, just like that. Now at the moment, obviously these bits here are free to move around, but when they've got extra parts on them and pistons and stuff, these are going to be held pretty tight into place. But that is probably best to show you on the camera here, is what this is looking like. Oh my god, as you can see, you've got movement, that you can move the thing and you can turn the head. You can articulate it. God, you could do stop motion with this thing. No problems at all. You've got the shoulder blades at the back here, which can come out and in like that. And obviously you've got articulation. This is heavy. This is very heavy. I'm sure you're going to want to know, oh my god, how can I hold this? Hang on, I don't want to drop it. I'm going to show you how much this weighs, but what do you think of that? That is impressive. Pretty cool. Okay, so I've set this to pound, so I'll just wait till it to reset and then we'll put it on the scales. 4.8. It's 4.8 pounds at the moment, so whoa, that's heavy. You can see why you need the rod through the back now to actually get that connected. But that was that issue. What do you think of that, huh? Big smile. If you haven't followed these videos, I implore you, go back to issue 1 and have a look through and see how we've got to this stage so far. Issue 40 means we're a third of the way through. We've got 80 issues left to go, which means we've got to build another arm, the whole chest section, 2 legs and feet. So there is still quite a bit to do on that. But anyway, listen, I really do hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. And if you haven't been over to my Patreon, today's video I've recorded raw for the Patreon viewers as well, so there's no editing and you can see all the problems I've had while I did this video, which should be quite interesting. Anyway, listen, take care.